Brock Lesnar and John Bones Jones.
Ooh.
Right.
If John Bones Jones could stay clean.
The steroid match. I mean, both of them, dude, really.
Both of them.
You know what? Why haven't they thought of that shit before? Like, okay.
What, steroid matches?
Yeah.
Steroid matches. Just have it okay.
Like the rejects and stuff. I mean, because then you could bring back Ken Shamrock. You can
Ah.
bring back Brock Lesnar. All them boys.
Oh, Shamrock.
Yeah.
He was dominating pride fighting for a while.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know, when he finally got caught, like, he was going to fight somebody again. Somebody.
Shamrock?
Yeah. This was a while
Oh,
back.
yeah, he got.
But it was funny, though.
Was it the Kimbo fight?
He always
Did
battled.
he fight Kimbo?
No,
It
I don't
might
think
have-
so.
I
He
don't
always
know, dude.
battled Tito Ortiz. That's who he always
Shamrock,
fought.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ken
he did.
Shamrock and
Oh,
Tito
dude.
Ortiz whenever he was younger.
But
Yeah, those things were great, dude. There's one press conference where he's just like, he's saying dumb shit to Tito, and Tito just starts laughing at him, just like hilariously, like ridiculously laughing at him. He gets them all mad. I mean, the good old days of hyping up a fight, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a
Tito,
great
Tito
matchup.
Tito was one of the best at the hyping up the fights.
oh yeah, the
Definitely.
T-shirt thing.
Mhm.
It was like, Dana is my bitch.
He was the Huntington Beach bad boy, man.
Right.
And he played that role pretty well. Yeah.
Right,
Then he started dating a porn star, so he really upped it.
right.
Started living up in the hills.
He pulled off the porn star a lot better than War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
War Machine just lost his shit. Too much for Chris to handle. I think he needs an assistant.
The assistant, he's got it. Chris on the ones and twos, he's got it.
Yeah, well, he needs to get ambidextrous with his thing. So he can, like,
Yeah.
look up shit on one hand and then fucking switch the cameras on the other hand.
Not really
I think-
set up for that.
Yeah,
Maybe we need to put that shelf over there so it's easier for his head.
for his head. What do you mean?
The other screen.
The swivel.
Yeah.
So it's all more in like, instead of in the peripheral, it's just kind of right and
In front
direct
of
in
his-
front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's our first attempt at multi-camera podcast, so this
Yeah.
is cool. Yeah.
Tech upgrade.
Tech,
Tech
yeah,
upgrade.
well, you got to keep improving, you know,
Mhm.
keep moving forward,
Yeah.
You
trudging
can-
ahead.
You can drastically see like level changes like in people's podcasts or even just YouTube channels, like
Definitely.
quality of like
Oh, there it is, too, right there.
Yeah, as we were
Yeah.
speaking about it.
the
Damn,
Bad
Tito looks
Boys,
good back then.
Yeah.
I really liked, as much as I liked him and Shamrock's
They're all-
rivalry, I liked him and Chuck Liddell's better.
The Iceman. Yeah. Him and Chuck had some good brawls, man.
Yeah.
Some good deals. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly what it's the Ortiz Shamrock. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Big
'Cause
John.
Big John McCarthy.
The key to
Who-
Chuck Liddell was his amazing takedown defense.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And the haymaker, that deadly.
Oh, yeah, I mean, and
It's,
that too.
it's just, yeah.
Right. I mean, he basically avoided your takedowns until he could smash you in the
Until
fucking
he
face.
could punch you
What?
in your face.
Right.
Really
I mean,
hard.
eventually people caught on to his technique, but before they did, he tricked people into coming at him, and he was best at hitting on the back
Evasive,
pedal.
yeah.
He could hit the best on the back pedal.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
super important, too, if you're going to,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being able to fight or throw a punch from anywhere,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know, the thing is people don't practice missing punches very often. You know what I mean? And
You're
that's
right.
like most of like when you're in an MMA fight, most of your punches are gonna probably miss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to
Yeah.
practice that, especially when
Right.
you're shadow boxing.
I think
Really?
it's a lot of just keeping your head down a lot. It's like, throwing punches while you're with your head down, because that's basically what the haymaker is a little kind of like evasive, I'm backpedaling and I'm going to throw overhand punch and it might hit
Right.
you, so. I
Yeah,
think-
that's just timing your opponent.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you could practice that. Like people think that's a lucky punch, but it's a valid strategy.
It's
too.
practice.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be in that range.
Right.
It's the
you know.
same thing when like some of those people, they call them lucky, that close their eyes like right before they like hit the ball. Like I had like a lot of players on my teams growing up over the years. They were the best home run hitters and base hitters on the team. They closed their eyes like half the ball's halfway down the plate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like
Oh, that's just crazy.
like halfway during their swing.
It doesn't even seem logical because that that's what they teach you to
You'd
keep
be
your eye on the
surprised.
ball the
You'd
whole
be
time.
surprised.
Yeah.
They say
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Keep
Right.
your eye on the fucking ball. I mean, yeah.
But one out
It's
of
like-
two people do it. They do like the eye cams, like even in
Really?
pro baseball too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
what-
interesting.
Okay, we got to get to hockey now.
Ah, I love the hockey, the good old hockey fights.
Oh,
With
There we
the
go. We can hear cars going by. Our lovely
That's
alley.
Merced alleys
Yeah, right.
just running rampant with hot rods right now.
What are you gonna do in the underground?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Welcome
that's
to the hood.
that's
What is
Milan.
this, like a fucking parade going by? Shit.
Oh, really?
It's like an alley. It's
That's Milan Lucic right there. One of the known enforcers that's still in the league right now. He's one of those old school guys. You know, he does it all. Yeah, he could play. He could play.
You know who he reminds me of? Which I'm sure you boys have gotten into these movies, as bad as the second one is, but the Goon movies.
Yeah.
He reminds me of the Goon.
Hell yeah.
the goon.
The old goon Doug
Right.
Glatt. Yeah. Those are good movies right there. The first one can really, it really does explain a good kind of lifestyle of a semi-professional hockey player. Because in those semi-pro leagues, there's a lot of fighting in those, and a lot of guys who are trying to prove themselves to teams and be real gritty. So
As an enforcer.
yeah,
Yeah.
as an enforcer, but just teams in general, like they're really tough to play against. There's
You can
some
move that closer.
some
to you if you
brawls.
want. Relax, man. Relax. Enjoy yourself, Patrick. But yeah, you got to keep close to that mic. It sounds good in your ears, but you know.
ooh, devastating hits in the open ice. Yeah,
What is that?
we got a angry homeless man.
I don't know if
Walking-
he's homeless. I mean, just because you sound crazy doesn't make you necessarily homeless.
Yeah.
Hey, that's real. That's a good point. Valid point right there. Ooh, Koivu. Thrown on the ice.
Right.
Yeah,
Did it
it's so
start
wild.
raining again?
For a little bit.
Did
But
it,
then
is it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe they're displeased at the rain.
Stepping in puddles.
So yeah, this is the second time I was supposed to have an MMA fighter on, and it's like a really difficult task. It seems like I just can't get MMA fighters. I
I
mean,
thought once he was just gonna be a little late. I thought
like
I guess
bands-
sometimes
dude,
it's a little
bands,
sexy
bands
being
are
late.
all over
or,
it. Bands, I got bands hitting me up. You know what I
Ah.
mean? Yeah, I actually have a really cool band that just hit me up today, and it's an old friend of mine. It's
The two
very
piece.
cool. Yeah, the two-piece. It's like sort of a, I don't know, like an indie rock, but it has like an industrial sort of
I like that.
edge to it. Yeah, it's very good. I was like, wow, I'm very impressed. And then, because they sent me a link to their Bandcamp, and I was like, holy shit, right on.
nice.
You know? And then, on the side it says a duo.
The
And I was
duo.
like, oh, wow.
True duo.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
Duos.
So I'd like to see what that's like.
Yeah,
That's got to be interesting.
definitely.
Right.
Always
So-
like the true duo. I always think of just the White Stripes. They're awesome, and it's just like they produce such a good sound with just two people, and so I would like to see, what their sound like, what
Well,
their sounds like.
we're working on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Dante. Dante's on tour right now with Ice Cream the Band.
Yeah.
I think it's Ice Cream.
Ice
the Band.
cream.
Or is it the
Yeah.
band Ice Cream? I think it's Ice Cream the Band.
Shit. Now I'm
I think it's
confused.
Ice Cream the Band.
Yeah, I think it's Ice Cream the band.
The band. Ice cream.
But see, that sounds good too, though. I don't know. I always like Google one or the other, and it just comes up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, they're on tour, doing a mini tour. They're in Sacramento tonight.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's really
So-
good.
Well, yeah. It's not like I'm gonna upload this in time for anyone to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get with the live stream. We're still working on the the internet.
Live stream would be cool.
Yeah.
One question that I kind of had was like in a live stream, would that your angles every time you change your angles as you're recording, as he has on the camera right now, does it stay at that one and that's the recording angles?
No, what you're seeing, you know how he's switching the cameras around like that. That's what we're recording right now.
So all of them.
Hopefully,
at once.
This is our first. Yeah, we're like trying new stuff.
Yeah,
you know
and
what I mean?
then
it's a new program, new cameras.
And then you'll edit it and choose whichever angles that you want. No?
No, that's what comes out, whichever.
Yeah, I'm not
he
recording
sees.
all 3 cameras. I'm just recording one camera at a time.
Camera at a time.
Yeah,
okay,
and then
that
we're
was
switching between the 3. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, those would be huge files, dude.
Yeah.
So basically, Chris is our editor right now.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hell
he's our
yeah.
engineer editor.
He's editing. Yeah.
Whoa, hey, getting all fucking disco on you.
Yeah.
Chris is showing off over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do we got?
Yeah, it's cool though. It'll be cool when we get.
Oh, these are those YouTuber streamer guys that do all these weird videos and they got millions of viewers.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They make money on just the ads alone. Like,
Really?
I don't need millions of viewers. I just need 13. You know why 13?
13 viewers.
Because I think we only have 12 right now. So one more would be fine.
That'll be all right.
No, it's all good. I mean,
heck yeah.
I do this because I like it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right.
You know,
it's a very creative way to, capture, an essence, a moment, something that you want to capture. And for you, there's nothing like a good conversation,
Yeah, I mean, there's no. I've said it 100. I've said it 100 times on this podcast that Joe Rogan was my inspiration for doing this.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, way back, probably 10 years ago, he used to go. He was on tour, a comedy tour, and he would go on UStream on his laptop and just talk and smoke weed before the fucking shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I would catch that. I mean, one time I managed to be because it would give me notifications.
Right.
And so I went, oh, Joe Rogan's online. I was the first person there. So I talked with Joe Rogan for like 5 minutes before anyone showed up.
Dang. And then it just started getting kind of hectic.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so, yeah, about the same time he started. Man, I think I started my podcast before Joe Rogan, dude.
Really?
Yeah, because we started, I think, in 2010. We did the first podcast. We did 6 episodes, and that crew kind of fell apart a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But we're doing way better. We did 6 episodes
separate ways
last time, and this is episode 24.
24. Big 24.
Right.
All right. I like that number.
Yeah, we got 20. We got 25, 26, and 27. We're working on 27, but we got 25 and 26.
Working on the guests.
Those are lined up.
Heck yeah. That's cool. That's exciting, That's always something to look forward to. And yeah, like you said, you've got a lot of connections and things going on.
Well, it's the right time. It's the right time to be doing podcasts and stuff. Like we are in the podcast culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that goes back to what I was trying to say here a second ago, is that I've been trying to get MMA fighters on, because it's something I'm personally super interested in.
Right.
But like, I want the show to not just be about music, but to be about the culture of our area. And I want to emphasize as many aspects of our culture,
In the Valley.
In the Valley, yeah. Because I think we have a unique culture. We are absolutely, like, if you live in the Central Valley, we have our own fucking culture.
Definitely.
And like, why does it? Yeah, and people tend to think of it as lesser than any other culture, but it's our culture. We have brilliant musicians and artists and just people. You know? Like, we got a shitload of people that live in the Valley, dude. Yeah. There's a bunch of us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it's cool. I just really like the location too. I feel like the Valley is kind of like a great hub, to just kind of travel to other places. You got, places that aren't even too far away from here.
It's a great hub to go other places.
To go other places. You come in the Valley and you're staring at cows and looking at fields.
Well, when the
and
apocalypse
orchards.
goes down, and we're living surrounded by food,
Hey.
Who's laughing then?
Right?
Right.
Yeah, and then there's just thousands upon thousands of trees in the valley of just like fruit and just things,
Oh yeah,
food.
almond. I mean, yeah, there's lots of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
even
we're
like
good.
travel like going towards Las Vegas or something like that. And I'm traveling on 140, and sometimes I'll just see. I think they're like cantaloupes. Like they had already tilled the fields with
Right.
cantaloupes, but they just kind of just grow still on the side.
Sure.
So it's kind of weird. Like they'll have a whole new crop in the ground, but then there's still just cantaloupes there.
Yeah, different
growing.
little pockets of the valley have different little areas. There's one out by like Patterson and stuff, I think.
Yeah,
Like, but it's a bunch of sunflowers. And
sunflowers.
Yeah, and when like there's just a bunch of sunflower fields, just all
Yeah.
full. You know what I mean?
I've eaten birds.
It's
I've
so
eaten like
beautiful.
a bird. It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds very beautiful. Nice fields.
Yeah.
If we only had sunflower seeds to eat, we'd just
Well,
be eating
but-
like a bird.
But don't be
Pecking.
too fooled though by those sunflower fields, because most of the time those are black-eyed Susans, and they are identical to sunflowers.
What, educate us. What the fuck are you talking about? Black-eyed
I mean,
Susans.
Black-eyed Susans, those are flowers that look exactly like.
I think
what
I know
would
what
be
you're
the
talking
purpose of growing them, especially
they're,
in large
they're
fields?
not. They're basically a weed.
Oh well, no, I'm talking about fields, like
Mm.
plowed, tilled.
That people
Yeah,
actually.
they're
plant.
growing them. It's probably for bird seed or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, man, the Super Bowl fucking grass grows in this valley.
the sod.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've
Central Valley
It's on
Sun.
140. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it a bunch of times.
Yeah, out there by the like the Burt Crane, the orchards. I think it's
Damn,
almonds.
Who wants to go run on that Super Bowl turf?
Huh? Really? before it's placed in the stadium.
Is it spongy?
It's like check my 40 time.
Or just like, hey, where's the fucking 100-yard line going to be? Oh, wait. That's a touchdown, huh?
yeah. You'd be touching.
There is no 100-yard line, huh? It's only
There is
50.
no. Yeah.
50-yard line.
50-yard line. I mean,
Fail.
there's 10,
Chris just died inside.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Right.
Back again. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've never been too into football. My mom wouldn't let me. Yeah, she liked that I played baseball.
It's a physical sport, football.
Yeah.
It's like it's not really too fun. Like out of all the professional sports, like if I were to be professional or something at a sport, like I would choose football last.
Yeah, probably, dude. You don't
'Cause-
see too many, like, old-ass fucking football players
Yeah.
running around, dude. Like, I
they're
imagine
just-
that
They don't have long as careers
They play
or
golf?
anything. Yeah, you could come back and have look, even Tiger Woods right now. Tiger Woods just came back. He even
wasn't
had
a football player, though.
Yeah, but in
Right.
golf, like it will
Right.
be your career is long lasting. In football, man, you don't really have that long of a career, and it's not fun. You're just
Right.
getting you're getting beat up every play. Like someone wants to
Curling-
beat you up every play.
Curling, you could pretty much curl, like, your entire life. As soon as you learn how
Throw-
to walk until the day you fucking die,
Throwing them stones,
right? Like, you've had your legs amputated. You could still curl.
You can still curl. Hell yeah.
There goes all my curling fans. Nobody.
No, that's finesse, man. They got the curling is good.
Dude,
We haven't said
I
anything
watched
bad
the
about
fuck
it.
out of the Olympic
I fucking
curling,
love
dude.
it.
I watched it.
I really wished I could see like a curling recruiting video. Like we should do a parody. or
Dude,
something.
where's Ben Stiller when you need a movie man? You know what I mean? Fucking, it's they're like fucking Zoolander, dude.
Oh yeah.
Directed by the Coen brothers.
It's like, can you sweep a mean floor? We want you.
It's like recruiting. Where are you gonna recruit the best sweepers at?
Yeah, I watched the fuck out of the Olympic curling this
oh,
year
shit,
just because
so
it was
do
so
I.
intriguing because they were so intense about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
I
was
watched
just like, oh, and like that guy in particular that we're watching some videos right now, by the way.
John Schuster is what they said.
Yeah. But anyway,
He's on
him and
the
his buddy,
telly.
they like, at one point they're just like seriously discussing the next shot, and he's just like, "Oh, we could do this. Oh, well, maybe we could do that." And there's like all these options, and like,
Yeah.
but they were like seriously contemplating it. I was just like, "Wow, dude!" And if they lose, they like, do
I
they
mean,
go
they're
home and
competing.
cry? They're like, I lost.
This is against the world.
Look at that,
They're
dude.
the
They got
world
fucking
champions. Look at
tools
that.
and
Look
shit
at
from
their
the
measuring
center.
tools.
Oh, dude, that's Olympic caliber
Damn
measuring
it.
right
Yeah,
there.
that was legit. Dude, look
Yeah.
at that stash on
Look at
that
that
guy.
dude. I know.
I used to
That
play.
dude's straight out of the freaking 80s right there.
I used to play hockey with this guy who had a nice little caterpillar under that nose. It was pretty
Yeah.
nice. They're pretty cool.
My son's getting a little stash, dude. He hates it. And I'm just like, dude, a little hipster thing going on there, dude. You gonna let it grow out and wax it?
Wax it.
And
Put
he's
some
like,
oils.
Dude, Dad, I need some razors. I'm like, what?
Did you get him? Did you get him the cheap ones, the like dollar ones,
haven't
versus like
gotten
a
him
single
shit yet.
blade?
Yeah.
Cut
No,
his
I
face open.
Yeah, I haven't gotten him anything yet.
Yeah.
I got to get used to these new headphones with these glasses.
Mm.
Oh,
Man.
that shit hurts.
The pressure on the temple.
No, it's just like pushing them up and shit. You just have to adjust it, figure it
Yeah.
out. New shit.
New shit. It's that new shit.
New headphone. We need new mics. We need to work on that.
Don't get me wrong, I watched a lot of that curling this year too with the Olympics, but probably my favorite part was the time that girl fell on her butt.
I think I've
I
seen
think
that.
it was a Russian girl. Or it might have been a German girl. I don't know, but
Yeah, I think I've seen
she
that.
was really cute though.
No,
Yeah,
dude, when that
really
fucking
cute. There's some hot ones.
when that
I love those
chick
curlers.
from the
Russian
Czech
curlers.
Republic when she won the fucking what the fuck was that called? It was one of those speed races, and she like
Like the
they need
like
a
100
certain
meter.
they need a certain amount of people to compete in all these events. So some of the people are entered in the events, and it's not really their event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just like kind of filler. But this chick borrowed someone's snowboard because she was a skier.
Yeah.
You know, and she's done some snowboarding, of course, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, she finishes her run, and the time flashes up, and she's first place, dude. With
Wow.
gold, you know what I mean? And she's like sitting there staring
How about that?
and like waiting for the time to change. And then the official time comes up, and it's like the right time, you know what I mean? And everyone starts freaking out, and she's just like looking back and forth, like, what? Oh, dude, so humble, dude. And
Hell
just,
yeah.
like, it was great.
That's
dude.
pretty
It was a
cool.
really, and I like was able to watch that live.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
And I watched some of the Olympics on Russian TV. Yeah, that was weird, dude, because every single commercial, and there was like 6 or 7 commercials per break, every single one was for a drug.
A drug.
Russia's hella drugging their people, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, like all of our old shit.
No shit.
Yeah,
like
it's crazy,
like
dude.
drugs like a Zantac or like
Yeah.
like allergies.
And it
or-
looks like it's
or-
just a slightly, like it looks like our television, you know, with like the same kind of hairstyles and clothing and like
right.
the same sort of
Like-
interior design in the buildings and shit.
Commercial formats.
But it looks,
I guess.
it's just a little bit different. But it's the same but different.
It's
and then,
Ruski.
like just enough Russian in it, you know. But it's like
Yeah.
you can tell they're trying to be us, but they're not.
Yeah. I
you know,
mean,
or portray, you know, that Western light. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean-
a very stereotypical Western ideal.
very
you know.
Western. Yeah, and that's what the Western. I mean, I guess the United States is a very big, kind of I guess influence in the Western culture. You know, a lot, but Russia was very kind of like depressing and kind of sad. I think for like a while. You know, the like 80s and 90s, and they just kind of really didn't they didn't even like come into the NHL for until like the 80s. Like they weren't even allowed to leave, and like
Right.
well,
Well, you know, a lot of people in America are trying to get back to the like homesteading sort of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're because that's what people really need to do. They need to stop looking towards the government to fucking help them with shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's like you have to take care of your own stuff. And it's not
Definitely.
necessarily all homesteading. You know what I mean?
right.
You could just, when you have a fucking problem, solve it
Solve it,
yourself. You
shit.
know what I mean?
Just like the Old West
like
or-
what are you looking for someone else to solve your problems, dude? You know,
Yeah.
it's up to you. Because you know, sometimes when you let other people solve your problems, you don't like the solution.
Right.
You know?
And I always like, I mean, I kind of have conversations with my friends sometimes where I always like talk about, man, like I was born in the wrong generation or something like that. Like I would really like to have like lived in the like when it was the Wild West, I guess you would say, you know, and like cowboys and like you could have your own homestead and like, you know, grow your product and your farming and you're producing your lifestyle. And if you had a problem with somebody, you could shoot them and it would be all right. You know, you'd have a duel or something, or like.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, in some.
In
like
some
it's
fashion,
been illegal to kill people for a long ass
yeah,
fucking
you know,
time,
because they still had like bounties on people's heads.
It was like lawless
robbers.
parts of the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
to where people just kind of like, oh yeah, he deserved it. Nobody says anything. You know?
Right.
I mean, you have to call the sheriff who lives fucking 200 miles away. You know?
Yeah.
So everyone's just like, fuck it.
But really, you know, it really was more of, you know, I guess more of a non-governmented, you know, lifestyle.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was very local, a lot of local government. It's really
yeah,
gotten
there's a
to
lot about
national.
Almost
it.
like
Yeah.
Old West type law, you know,
Yeah.
Western town type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I really would have liked that. You know, I mean, I think about it sometimes where just like I really like the things that money can buy you and just like all the, you know, technology and stuff. Like I would want I really like the best of the best and the things that are coming out now. But do you really even need all that to just have to sustain life and, you know, to have
I would have rather grown up in an older
Well,
time.
Yeah.
Well, there's a difference
know,
between
less
surviving and living life and like living life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather live life than survive, dude. You know, it is
Right.
It is sort of a romantic idea, and I really dig watching survival shows. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
watch fucking Les Stroud, and I'm like, no fucking thank you, dude.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
love that shit.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, but like, I've always wanted to do a parody of it. You know what I mean? And it's like two guys, and they just all they know about surviving, they learn from like watching survival shows. So they're really just kind of idiots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a parody. You know what I mean?
I've seen
so
Bear Grylls do this.
yeah. So they're doing something, and like every once in a while, you'll see a car go by on the freeway, or you know, like the fucking.
They're so
the
close to the
cameraman's doing a
nearest
fucking
hospital.
bong load or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so, you know. Sort of like The Strange Wilderness. Have you seen that one?
Strange
yeah.
Wilderness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
What-
movie with
Spoiler alert, they kill Bigfoot.
with like 30 guns and just
Yeah.
like a minute of just unloading on Bigfoot. Just
Like, how long till it's no longer a spoiler alert? I mean,
people should have watched that movie. That's a good movie, right?
I mean
there.
by now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an underground movie, I guess. Like, not a lot of
Is
people
it?
watched it. You know, it's
That actually was one of those movies that actually did hit theaters before, like, you had to be good enough to hit theaters.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it kind of just snuck in. You know,
Yeah, I
think-
most
I don't-
certainly didn't watch it in the movie theater.
Yeah,
Oh, heck
no,
no.
definitely
That
not.
was when like Hollywood
Rented.
and we rented VHS tapes.
Yep, Hollywood videos.
Yeah, that was probably DVD by then.
That was when, like, Albertsons still rented videos.
I used to buy the old fucking Hollywood DVDs and shit.
Oh, me too.
I have a whole collection of old Hollywood DVDs.
I need
got
to get my
Hollywood
collection up.
video. I got Blockbuster videos. Man.
Right. Yeah, Blockbuster and Hollywood. I did more Hollywood toward the end because Blockbuster just sucked.
Had a worse selection.
Actually, I had friends that worked at Hollywood, so like I never really had late fees.
Dude, I used to go to the Main Street like fucking bootleg.
Yeah, but,
Not, I mean, they didn't have bootleg videos, but you know what I mean. It was like a Main
Oh,
Street, just like
dude.
mom and pop rental store, and man, it was pretty cool. It was like a lot of childhood memories going in there, and just me and my brothers had a choice, and then my mom would get a movie or something like that, and just
Right.
it was pretty cool. Just,
yeah, there was one like what was that Yosemite Parkway?
Oh,
You know,
I
remember
what
that
you're talking
one?
about, right behind
Like
Jerry's.
Jerry's,
Burgers.
yeah. Well, it's not Jerry's Burgers anymore, is it?
No.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
UEP video.
Now it's like,
Yeah,
now
right.
it's like
I used to work
burger.
there. I used to work there for a little bit.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Right on.
Yeah, there. The owner Bob, rest in peace. He was really nice to us, and he kind of he would know that we're there because we'd be helping another lady, not while he's there working, but we'd be helping out this lady, and he wouldn't be tripping, and we'd be in there, and it was awesome, just getting familiar with just like service, and it was pretty cool.
Right on.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because there was like that adult section in there. So like
had some Clerks moments.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny whenever we would see the red label on the numbers because there was like numbers on the side of the movie,
right.
and then so you would go into the library and check for that number, and we would know to like step away from the counter whenever someone brought up a label with red numbers.
It's a red label. Red label.
Red label. All right, turn around, guys.
How old were you?
Dude, I was like 13, 14.
All right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, just sneaking candy from out the glass because he had like a nice glass with.
Yeah,
with
my
treats.
first job. Well, I guess I did a whole bunch of like I would fucking borrow the fucking lawnmower and just. I would see someone's house with long ass grass, and I would just go, "Hey, Dad, can I borrow the lawnmower?" And I'd go over there and talk him into letting me mow. Like, I don't think I ever got turned down. I was just like, "No, you need your grass. I mean, you could pay me next week.
You can pay me next week.
Yeah, and I'd go collect. I mean,
heck yeah, go collect.
And then
there you go.
I remember at one point there was some construction. They were building a subdivision, and there was a bunch of construction dudes, and I did a lemonade stand one time.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, a bunch of them, I did it just at the right time, so where they're all coming back from lunch.
Heck
and a bunch
yeah.
of them hit me up, and they're like, yeah, if you fucking...
Keep juicing.
You got to figure out a way to deliver this stuff, man. We need, because we'll need some more in, like, an hour. And so I was like, I'll work on that. So I got a wagon and a fucking cooler. And I got a bunch of fucking little
Entrepreneur.
bottles. And, yeah, dude. And then, I made a bunch of money, and then I eventually ended up buying a bunch of sodas and shit, and I had a cooler full.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Enjoyed that
that was
money.
probably like 11,
fully.
12 years old. I was straight, had my own fucking
a little
bootleg
business.
Drink business.
Yeah. Lemonade, get your beverages.
At least you were... you didn't do shit that got you in trouble. Like, I was an entrepreneur.
I did that too.
Oh,
Trust me, I
okay.
did that too. I was a real big fan of money when I was younger, dude.
Big fan.
I
of
like
money.
the things that money can buy.
I used to resell my like Halloween candy. I started out.
Yeah,
But then like a couple years after I started that, I got into this thing where we would buy this like hot cinnamon liquid, and like we would soak the toothpicks in it. And then we started selling these hot toothpicks to like all the other students.
Oh wow!
It became like a huge thing.
Really?
Like it was
get a
actually,
spicy toothpick.
Yeah, it actually like became illegal at the schools. After
Oh,
a while.
really?
Yeah. And
Wow!
I was like some of the first kids that started getting suspended in like elementary school because of this.
Yeah. Just because you wanted a little bit of money.
Yeah, I was making all kinds of money selling hot toothpicks to
Hot
everybody.
toothpicks.
And kids
wow.
were coming to school with lip burns and
What
shit.
an idea. Yeah. That's pretty smart if you think about it.
I got no.
You get it going in your school. Yeah.
I never got the hot toothpick trouble though.
Hot toothpick trouble.
Yeah, we could come fights, and I was fucking real smart ass, and then it just always seemed to get caught doing some dumbass shit, dude. I don't know.
Me too.
I didn't mean to break that window. I mean, yeah, Lillian Corral. There was this girl, I think it was 8th grade. It was hella cold outside, and so one of the teachers...
Hella.
Hella. You can tell. That's a valley.
That's it.
Valley vernacular. But yeah, it was really cold outside. And, one of the teachers used to leave his room unlocked during the recesses and shit,
Yeah.
And so I had to go do something, but I was trying to get back in that classroom, and somebody shut the door, and they were like, fucking with this, haha. Well, all right. But haha, it's cold outside,
Yeah.
And so I was looking in the window, and Lillian Corral stuck her face up there. And so I was like, fuck, and I hit the glass, and
pane.
it fucking broke.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Like, knocked her off the fucking garbage can, and
Jeez.
Keith Hill got some fucking glass, like, cut on
it
his
was a whole
eye and shit.
fiasco.
Oh, dude, it was a
Oh.
huge fiasco.
Jeez.
Yeah, and, I went ahead and told that story because Lillian died in a car accident. Yeah, I think she was about
Yikes.
24.
Damn it.
Yeah.
That's like...
That's very young.
Yeah. Whoop. Yeah. So, but
Left turn.
yeah, left turn. But
Yeah, I
worth
was thinking-
remembering our fallen comrades, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
We have to tell the stories about our
There's
friends.
Pat.
Oh yeah.
What's that,
There's Patrick.
Patrick?
Oh, there's
yeah.
Patrick.
There it
Hey-o.
is, dude. Hot toothpicks,
Hot
Oh,
toothpicks.
shit.
Straight.
Damn.
dude. That's a fucking nice little
Look at
green
that.
sweater you got there, Patrick. That's
Wow.
pretty high quality camera for fucking
Get
the
the
80s.
toothpicks.
I know.
Wow.
yeah.
Get your hot toothpicks.
Get
You
your
just
toothpicks.
selling them.
Get your hot
Get
toothpicks.
your hot toothpicks.
I can only sell you 2 at a time.
only 2 at a time.
I'm cutting
Dude,
you off, kid.
5
You've had
cents.
enough.
5 cents each.
You got a problem.
Let me get 3 for 5, man. 3
No
for 5.
refunds.
I can't get you till next week.
Your backup order.
Dude, he's like super dosing it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, he didn't even put a lot in there.
Like shaking, it's not gonna help. I mean, if it's covered, it's covered. What is it? Not a full jar?
Dude, I used to like leave
Just
that
lay it
shit
on
in
some.
there overnight. This kid,
Damn.
this kid's
Yeah.
a rookie.
Let him marinate.
I used to let it marinate, let it dry, then let it marinate again.
Damn.
Dang, pro.
It's the double barrel. The double barrel whiskey.
Oh, he's got his tweezers.
Look at him.
We got some volume on this, or what? What's this kid saying?
No idea.
He's probably saying
No
I'm going to
volume?
make a lot of money
Why not?
selling this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got here 5 minutes before we started.
Oh, right. Yeah, and Chris wasn't feeling well either, so he's trooping through.
But we gave him
Doing the new setup.
herbal remedy. That's what
Herbal
we gave
remedy.
him. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Speaking of, I think I need
Yes,
to
sir.
roll another one.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
You know, while this kid's doing that, I'll tell you about something else I got in trouble for that wasn't this bad. But
Hey, that's not Patrick.
That's not Patrick.
That's way too good looking.
oh, see, that's my stunt double. He's got
Stunt
hair.
Look at that kid. He's like, yeah, hell yeah, that's
You
strong.
just need to go for it, dude, and go bald, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You're just being lazy or what?
Actually, I shaved it. It just started growing back pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, keep that beard though. I've seen you.
I'm
without that beard.
just a hairy
little
Spaniard.
12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I shave. Because when I grow my beard, you can tell fucking there's like hella gray in it now.
Yeah.
Gray beard.
Well, that's pretty cool though, man.
I'm getting some.
It was cool when I was like 20. Because
Ah.
I've always had these 2 white streaks in my beard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
They
know.
look like Saber Wolf.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I mean, it looked cool when I was in my 20s. Now that I'm older,
Right.
I'm like, man, you know, I don't really want to show.
I just want
I
my
don't wanna
hair
show
to
my
turn gray. I hope my hair turns gray and I just keep it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if it turns gray, that's fine. I'm all right with that. I'll be the Silver Surfer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be dyeing my hair. I mean, shaving my
No.
face. I mean, I got to shave anyway just for, you know, customer relations. And
Looking presentable.
I don't want to go
in-
around looking
in-
like a damn hippie.
like me.
I've been a hippie most of my life. So
Yeah.
whatever. I'm just trying to fake
All you
it. I'm
long-haired,
hiding
freaky
now.
people.
I'm hiding out.
Need not apply.
I'm selling out. For no
Selling out.
money. For no money.
What? Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Yep.
But you know what's fucked up about these things, though?
What's these things?
Oh, the toothpicks.
Oh, the toothpick. Okay.
I learned it from truckers because like
There's Patrick right
Truckers.
there, dude.
That dude's got a real
That's
nice
Patrick right
Amish-
there.
Amish
See?
beard, man.
Yeah, Amish Patrick.
Yeah.
He's just in character.
Dude, those Amish people are
I
fucking
have
magical.
I have looked pretty close to that on stage before.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that
Hell
beard,
yeah.
that beard is fucking awesome, dude. I could
Yeah.
never grow a beard like that.
Really
Oh,
thick.
dude,
Yeah.
give me.
Well, I don't grow even. You know what I mean?
It's patchy.
So I could grow a cool goatee, but it grows uneven too. But that's just like I just trim it. You know what I mean?
Right, even it
That's
out.
not. But that's just like I could never trim a goatee, man. Every time I try, dude, it just like ends up disappearing. I'm like, fuck it, and I just shave.
And what is that? Is that the Irish
Hey,
blood?
Drake.
What?
Ooh, that's a beard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Heck
is
yeah.
that your playoff beard?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
It better not be a playoff beard.
that's the November beard.
That's the fuck it. Well,
'Cause
wouldn't that be the playoff? Is it
Oh, yeah,
no shave November?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Why do we do that for prostate cancer?
I think so.
Yeah,
think
see,
so.
I shave and everyone goes, "Oh, no shave." No, it's like, dude, I don't shave my ass. It's fucking prostate cancer. Yeah, I don't shave my ass, dude. You should see it. It's just like Santa Claus.
Smooth.
Oh, white.
Oh, white.
I got 2 white streaks in my beard.
So what?
That's rad.
I thought I got
Fucking-
I thought I got smarter when I was in 8th grade, and me and my friends started wadding up some
You
paper.
thought you got smarter in 8th grade? I mean, that's basically the fucking goal of 8th grade. Yeah, you sexy fucker. Look at that.
That's a sexy picture right
Ho,
there.
ho, ho, bitch.
Yeah.
No, but we during like the break time or before school or lunchtime, we used to stand over like by the soda machines and the drink machines and whatnot, and we would stuff little like wads of paper towels up in the change return, so that way when people put dollar bills in there and their change would drop, they'd be like, "Fuck, it took my change," and then like we'd like come back after lunch and have like $6 of change stacked up in there when we pull
Damn.
them out of there.
That's legit.
Yeah, the only real
That's
racket I
legit.
had as a kid, besides just straight stealing shit from stores, was, well, I guess we just straight steal bottles, dude.
Yeah.
I would
Because
steal
like
shit.
they this store in Atwater
$5
would
discount.
put all their bottles in this cage out back, and fucking my arm fit right through, and so did the bottle, and so I would just grab fucking bottles, and then grab the little container, fold it up, pull it through, put them in there, and we'd just get like shopping carts full of fucking bottles,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. And we'd buy fucking worms, go fishing, worms and candy bars.
Worms. See,
Yeah.
that's that nice valley lifestyle right there. You know.
Oh yeah, dude. When I was like 10, 11, dude, we used to go out and camping at the river overnight by ourselves. Me and my
Yeah.
friend. You know, yeah, we
That's
were all
tight.
into
That's
the.
sick.
I was super into the Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn thing.
Oh, dude,
You know
I
what I mean?
love that
So
shit.
ye.
Dude, I read those books and I was hooked, man.
Hell yeah.
That's all I wanted to ever do was just spend time at the river fishing and fucking chewing on a piece of straw and being lazy,
Yeah, being lazy.
building rafts and shit. Out of
Don't get me
fucking
wrong,
twigs.
I loved the whole Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn thing.
Ew.
Ring a ding ding ding. No.
Well, that threw me off, but that was funny.
Yeah.
No, I was into Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer, but what got me into the outdoors was reading this outdoor magazine about Matt Graham,
Matt Graham.
who's like big and famous now.
Right, he was
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
Dude, You're Screwed.
Yeah, he was on
Yeah.
Dude, You're Screwed, and then he
Yeah.
became the
Oh,
replacement.
Dual Survivor.
Dual Survival, yeah.
right.
Oh,
Now he's
wow.
even got
Yeah.
another new show out.
I actually like Matt Graham. He's like a cool. He's not overly hippie.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
he's very like tolerant of the like militant aspect of the other dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind. Other guy is a little too militant. You know what I mean? You know. But that Cody Lundeen, man,
Ooh,
dude,
that
that
dude.
motherfucker was an idiot, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't stand
Like
Cody.
wearing socks, trooping through the snow. You know,
Gee.
well, Lisa, put on socks. It's like, no, your fucking shoes, dude, are awesome.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
socks on the snow. You get
Yeah, because
frozen.
he's like he
Them-
wants to always go barefoot.
He's
and
been
shit.
like barefoot for
yeah.
like 20 years or some shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so he did the socks.
Yeah, he
And
put
that's-
on these wool socks as him and some other, I forgot the other.
And
Joe-
no
Joe
and no
Teddy.
frostbite.
Joe Teddy, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like how long do you
Nice.
go in the snow with just socks?
dude, he went the whole time. But I mean, they trooped out of the snow. Like that's
Yeah.
the first. If you're walking through snow in fucking wool socks, the first thing you do is get the fuck out of the snow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, walk down.
Frostbite is real. It's really real.
It is, dude. Like when I was a kid, we lived in Alaska for a while, and then we moved from Alaska to North Dakota. You know?
Wow.
And
What
like,
a move.
Yeah, I remember like it was always a worry of my mom. Was always worried about us getting frostbite and shit. And every time we'd come in, like we'd have to take off our gloves and our fucking boots, and my mom would inspect our fucking toes and shit, make sure, you know,
All
if
the
it's-
blood's flowing.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
when I was growing up, I was always in the mountainous and colder areas, like because it was like either deep Mariposa in the mountains, like where it snows, or
Yeah.
like where I grew up in Washington, like deep in the mountains where it snows. And so like I'm used to the cold weather, but I definitely respect it and stay warm.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The right way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'd rather be cold than hot because I could always put on another jacket.
That's for damn sure.
You know, but when it's hot, dude, there's only
You're
so
fucked
far.
after a certain point.
Mm-hmm. But then again, like, that warmth is what saves us.
Yep.
If we didn't have that warmth, dude, we'd be fucking little fucking human cubes floating in space. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you gotta
cold.
give thanks for the sun and its warmth.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, most of our warmth actually comes from the center of the earth.
The liquid hot magma.
Yeah,
Magma.
and then the sun creates a, what is that fucking, see, I'm kind of smart, but not smart enough. But inversion, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, whoa. So when the direct sunlight is on the earth, it's blocking in more of the heat.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, it's counterintuitive, you know what I mean? Because, like, when you're in the shade, it's cooler. When you're out in the sun, it's fucking hotter. So you're like, oh, well, the fucking heat comes from the sun, right? Mm-hmm. But the hottest place on Earth is the lowest point, and the coldest place on Earth is the highest point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is also counterintuitive. You think the sun warms the earth. You know? So, yeah, I mean, there is actually, like, another formula with not as much sunlight where life can exist and be fine. It's the warmth. We just need to be warm enough to, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think the habitable zone is, like, wider than we think it is. I think there's fucking, like, small bacteria and all kinds of I think there's all kinds of shit all over.
I think we would just look super weird without the sun, because like with the sun, like, comes color and like, plants. A lot of plants and trees that live on the surface are all
but that's
dependent on the sun.
Just at our level of light in this spectrum that our atmosphere provides.
Right.
You know what I mean? That it's not necessarily like all the plants we have now evolved from other plants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's real.
That kept mutating and becoming more adaptive. Like better, the better you are to adapt to this environment, the more likely you are to have offspring that are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you a believer in that life came from the water?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, like, you would think that at one point there was only plants inside the water, or like, I don't know. Or you think, because if all life derived from water, then algae or, like, yeah. That's where it all kind of was created.
Yeah, you really don't. Yeah, I never really thought about that aspect, But
I mean,
I know that I've heard it. I believe plants got on land way before animals did.
Right.
When we finally crawled up on land, there was already plants and shit around.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And almost certainly we were chasing after something to eat.
Yeah.
Right. What are we watching over here? Size comparison of the universe. Oh, nice. Yeah, we're tiny. But then again, we could be fucking giant for all we know. And I really, for what I believe the life is out there, I think it's more microscopic than macroscopic. Is that a thing?
You think so?
We're macro?
We are macro.
Are we?
So compared to the universe, we're fucking small as fuck.
Shit, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, compared to the universe. But I guess compared to most of the life that I believe that exists in the universe.
And then, like, technically, if you, like, think of what you are made of, and what things are made of is atoms and molecules. So those little molecules and everything are all fucking working.
Yeah, basically, we are evolved fungus.
We are a stacked molecules.
Evolved fungus. This is what happened.
You're fungus.
Yeah. Hey,
I love fungus.
I'm a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy.
Touche.
Yeah.
Oh, like worst setup ever. But I didn't set that up. That just happened.
That was
that was
good.
just a real life
Welcome
occurrence.
to the clubhouse.
Yeah, welcome to the clubhouse. We do it every day. We were supposed to have a guest for a podcast, but he didn't show up, so we're doing a podcast anyway. Should we talk
Yeah.
shit about him for the rest of the podcast? No, I'm not going to mention him by name because hopefully he comes on another time.
Well, yeah. See, I that's what I said to myself. I mean, you know what? I'll take the blame for this one. I could have maybe done better, but
What?
I don't know.
What, you asked him? He
Just
said,
getting
yeah.
them ready.
Yeah, that's
You know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah,
What? I didn't have a lot of time, man. And I'm here.
yeah.
You know,
You're
I
right.
got work. I got life. I got kids, man.
That's true. Yeah.
This ain't the
Got
only thing
Kieran.
I do. You know what I mean?
But still, just like if it was some big production or I work for some company, I'm booking the talent for this one.
make no mistake. This is a production.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it takes a fucking lot to get this shit going, dude.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. it
You know what I
does.
mean?
Yeah, it does.
To flake out on us is,
Yeah.
that's not the nicest thing to do.
Yeah.
No.
I'm being super nice. I'm trying to be more PC. Yeah.
You definitely
Be more of a fun
You're
guy.
being very nice.
Is it fucking St. Patrick's Day today?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
Saturday?
It's always Saturday.
Saturday.
Tomorrow.
The 17th.
I'm going to be getting cheeky with me mates.
Hey, who's gonna party on my holiday?
Your holiday? You're Irish?
St. Patrick.
I'm half Irish, half German.
Oh.
Half Irish. Dude, I'm so mixed. I don't even know. I don't have a clue. I can't consider myself anything other than
Human.
American. Human or yeah, well, I prefer human.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as
percentages-
nationality goes,
Nationality, yeah.
I'm an
I'm-
American.
An American.
Small percentages of Scottish, but I guess everybody that's like natural Irish blood is a little bit Scottish.
So which one was the first?
German.
We're looking at this video right here. Chris has got something up on the screen.
Oh, I think they're just comparing
Oh, that's some more
sizes.
size. Yeah. Boeing,
Dude,
redwood
look
tree.
how big that brontosaurus is. That brontosaurus is huge.
The inside of Mark's pants.
at 10 meters.
That's like that
Yeah.
joke I told
There you
you
go.
the other day.
That's 10 meters cubed.
What the
I was
hell?
watching this thing on like celebrity like comebacks or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know who that is? The black scientist dude.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was on some show, you know?
There's only one.
Yeah, there's only one. Neil deGrasse Tyson for sure.
He's like space-time theory and stuff like that. Well,
Is there another black scientist?
No, I'm pretty sure it's that guy. Yeah.
No, he's the only one
Yeah.
ever.
And there's the Asian guy.
Oh, yeah. I know that guy. Well, I don't know his name, but I can picture him.
I should know his name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
With the long hair.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is on some show, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like with some hip-hop stuff, you know? And
Some culture.
And the guy goes, "There's another guest on, Pat." And he asks the other guest, "Oh, what's your MC name?" You know, and he
MC
tells them,
name.
you know, and then they start carrying on with the conversation. You know?
Yeah.
And Neil's like, "You didn't ask me for my MC name." You know, and he goes, "Oh, do you have a name?" And he goes, "Hell yeah, MC squared." I was like, "Oh,
MC
dude,
squared.
that's fucking clever.
That is
That's clever.
pretty good.
Yeah, I
That's
was
pretty good.
happy with Neil. I don't agree on a lot of his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like
A theory. You know,
he doesn't.
it's all theory.
He doesn't agree that living forever would be awesome. He thinks we need to die to be motivated.
I don't think that's.
I'm like, death
Yeah,
isn't motivating.
I don't
me.
agree with that.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not what
Fuck
motivates
that.
me to do shit.
You give me eternal life and it's known, dude. I'm fucking doing some cool shit, man. I'm picking up the piano one day. I'm picking up something else another day. I'm just gonna be like, you know, just
Yeah, well, you know, like, I guess the assumption would be that if you have so much time, like, you could just always put everything off.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean,
I was gonna say that next because if I had a lot of
But
time,
you know
there would be
what?
a lot of days where I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
You know,
right?
Yeah.
Like, look, man, I'm living forever. If I want to fucking sit around and fucking do nothing for 100 years, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
Like, fuck.
But then again, and that also depends. Also, like, is there only certain people that can live forever? Because if that's so, then I might be not just sitting on my ass. I might be like,
yeah. See, I'm not into solving that paradigm right there. Does other people get to go? Or are you the only one? You know, like, what are you gonna watch your kids fucking die? And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just get a choice. You want to live forever, or you want to fucking die? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna live forever, and I'll deal with all that shit. But I'm like, right now, everyone's gonna have to deal with my death. So it's not even. It's like a non-issue, really. Yeah. But you know, would I like to outlive my kids? Probably not. You know, but in the same aspect, I would get to see my whole entire lineage evolve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what my kids become in a million years.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, whole evolution.
It's like,
I want to see what happens to dogs, dude.
To dogs?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna get like weaker? Or
well, I mean, you have like eventually some dog is gonna fucking go, "What up?" Right? And then he's gonna have some puppies that go, "What up?"
Shaggy.
And then everyone's gonna go, "Dude, I want a what up dog." You know what I mean? And then they're just gonna start breeding these what up dogs, and then
what up dog?
And then eventually it's like, what up dog?
Oh, man.
What up dog?
I guess that's the title of this episode right now.
What up dog? I want a what up dog.
Hell yeah. That'll be some wild shit.
Dude, we just made some new t-shirts.
And then the rich people have some, hello, how are you dogs?
How are you
know?
dogs?
You know what I mean? And so then
This is the
eventually
luxury
we're going
version.
to be breeding these fucking, you know.
These talking dogs.
Yeah, 100 years later, it's going to be this dog being like, bitch, feed me.
Bitch,
You know?
Whoa, you got a bitch
I'm
feed
fucking
me, dog?
hungry. Oh. Damn, I don't know. It would just be so wild to hear dogs' thoughts. Like, I mean, it's so crazy the thought. Like, I always communicate with my dogs or you know other people's dogs, and it's all just body language. Like, body language does say a lot. You know. Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on inside a dog's mind, dude.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
food,
hungry.
Pet me, fucking rub my penis. I mean, basically, not a lot going on.
I'm hungry. I'm horny. I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
happy.
do. You know, they appreciate love and
Yeah.
physical contact. You know, I mean, but
They do love. They are
So
very
like
good.
me.
That's a lot of rain.
what's that?
I said, so like me.
Like you?
Yeah.
He just.
You like to cuddle?
He needs a little love.
I do.
It's getting deep in here.
Yeah.
Oh man, don't get too deep. I'll drown.
Well, we might drown anyway at the sound of that rain.
Well, yeah, it's coming down.
All right.
We gotta build Noah's Ark.
April showers, May flowers.
Yeah, buddy. It's gonna be a buddy season.
Oh yeah,
Buddy.
buddy.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it was flooded this year, as far as the marijuana industry goes.
When do you start
Huge flood.
planting? Would it be in May, or like do
No,
you start
June.
putting in the ground now?
Is it June 1st?
Well,
I think that's what most of my homies do, June 1st.
yeah.
But you know, you consult
The outdoor cycle.
Well, there's
You would say.
there's
You
some
can
quicker strands and longer strands. So some people go earlier, trying to do 2 seasons, or do like a longer lifespan.
Oh yeah, there's definitely those guys that'll start it inside
Yeah.
and then take it out, and then you can have that spring harvest, and then you put another one out.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
June, and then you can also have a fall harvest, I believe. The same sort of thing happens.
Yeah.
You know.
So I got those guys trying to like live off it, get as much.
I got a couple friends that live off of just selling herbs, growing it.
Yep.
Big ups to Casey Massive.
It's a new.
My boys in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's damn good too. The best outdoor weed that I've smoked.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's nice, dense, tasty.
Yeah, there's no reason why you can't get really good herbs outside.
He's got
There's
it
no
down.
reason at all.
He's
Like,
got it down.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, it's outdoor."
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, you know.
I mean, it's crazy. Whenever you get outdoor from California, it's a different kind of outdoor. Like, it's
Where you going?
I got pissed.
Oh man. They're just gonna leave it on me. We
Pissing.
need that far away camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was good.
Yeah. So like,
Just to catch the scene.
It's unrolling. Be careful.
it's unrolling.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I didn't get a nice tuck on that one. Or just
Wow.
like the paper flipped on
I
me.
think there's a seat too. Damn, it's bright outside too. You're gonna pee outside in the rain. Bunch of
Ah,
people looking. Poor Chris.
just haven't peed a quarter.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Well, we're
Man,
still working, trying to make this place habitable. You know.
Yeah. It's,
California
so
herbs.
lucky, knock on wood.
it's coming together, though.
Yeah.
It is. I like
It's
my
a nice
maps.
setup.
I'm
Yeah.
really stoked. Dante's mom gave me those maps.
Yeah.
I guess the schools just throw them away after a while.
They do.
I'm
Yeah.
like, shit,
I
dude.
mean, it's older technology.
Those them pull down.
The
ones.
pull downs.
yeah, it was totally the one of the United States, the names of the states and the borders. That is a separate plastic sheet that I could actually take off there, and underneath it has
Clear.
It has it's just the geography.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Mountain ranges.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
I
like
wanted to teach geography for a while.
It's a good subject.
Yeah, it
Our
is.
terrain.
Well, what I was really more interested in cultural geography, and how the culture of the world is just spreading out, and specifically in the valley.
Cultural geography.
Yeah, because we have, like, our culture here in the valley is completely unique to anywhere in the world. It truly is a melting pot, dude. We
Definitely.
have Vietnamese, Laotians, Hmongs, Mexicans, white people, black people. We got tons of fucking Middle Eastern. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much, you name
Big
it.
melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And relatively speaking, we all get along pretty well.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work in the valley, and it's just and it is mainly a workforce, populated. There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
do tend to those,
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're
tend to
working,
jobs. Yeah.
growing food. But, there's industry here, too. We're making
A lot of
stuff.
industry. Yeah.
Right. And that's like, we're just not known for, like,
Malibu boats.
entertainment
Yeah.
bands. We don't have any bands. What's our big band? I mean, the Brogues, 1960s, 1950s, late 50s, early 60s was the Brogues.
What's his name? Is it Steve Perry for Journey? The singer?
Like Mariposa.
He's from Hanford.
Hanford.
He's from Hanford, California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That's a
lot,
valley.
There's a lot of guys.
Is that Valley?
A lot of people from
Yep.
around here.
Outside of Fresno.
Let's see how light.
Lighter?
Titus is a local. Christopher Titus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he grew up in Turlock or something.
Wow.
Bubba?
Crazy. Yeah.
Bubba from fucking Bonanza.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
George Lucas.
George Lucas, yeah.
That's right.
Joe
George
Desto.
Lucas. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Star Wars.
The number one poker dealer school in America. One of them's here.
Oh.
Yeah, some famous poker dealer.
Poker dealer.
Right.
Wow.
I think you got a seed in that, bro.
A seed.
Yeah, no, that's horrible.
Heyo.
It's awful. Want to grow them, not smoke them.
I think that might be. I don't know if it's in like the gelato or the cookies, because
Yeah.
like so many strands are just so, like different strand and this different strand and that product of this.
Oh yeah, everyone these days are trying to make their own strain.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so like I think with just the strand in general, because you'd get some really nice nugs and like it smokes really good.
Right.
But yeah, there's
You
seeds in
just
there.
gotta watch it.
You know.
You just gotta pre-crush before you throw it in the grinder.
Dude, I've got like.
There you
Just
go.
look for seeds. Yeah. Once you
like-
find one, what? Sorry.
Oh, I was just had like 4 or 5 people messaging me every day with like different freaking names. Like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
oh, this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's like, I got that fire pimp. I'm like, did you just call me a pimp or is that the name of your weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the names of weed is more important to a grower than to a smoker.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, although
And I mean, you do got them favorite strands like you got from back in the day or whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess scientifically speaking, there is no such thing as indica or sativa. When you break them down, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But, I mean, I'm smoking for a long time, dude. Indica gets you fucking baked, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
That is the difference in THC, you know, I would guess. Right?
I mean, I'm not the scientist,
and like
but I mean,
trichlomes.
you know, they say there's like 2,000 something, 4,000 fucking chemicals, right? Any combination, you know. So, what's this guy educating us on weed?
Raw OG 420.
Ooh, don't cough in the mic, bro.
Yeah, sorry. It's a little loud.
Yeah. No, we can't hear what this fucking dude's saying.
What is
It's
he
some
gonna,
stoner
what is he gonna
dude
demonstrate?
with the big old fucking triple bubbler. Oh no, it's quadruple. What are those called?
Quadruple perk.
Perk. There we go. I was
Perk-
looking
the
percolator.
Percolator.
I knew I was wrong. That's a nice nug though. He
Frosty.
totally looks like a stoner.
He's doing a strain review is what it is in the corner.
Looks like
Granddaddy.
Adrian.
With the locks.
Maybe his like younger brother or something.
Yeah, I like a good Kush. That would be a strand that I like.
Love Kush, dude.
Just let me get
Love
some
Kushes.
some nice red hairs on that. Green nug, real dense,
Right.
real sticky, and it just chokes you
Dude,
out.
I don't know, man. There's many different strains. I mean, the old school Romulan was my favorite, dude.
My favorite all time is White Widow. The
White
original.
Widow.
The original.
The Witter.
Yeah.
The Witter.
And then also Northern Lights. That was
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
I had what was it? It was Mango Mighty Might crossed with Northern Lights. That was the first plant I ever tried to grow.
Ooh.
No, I did grow it, and I actually
And you
fucking-
smoked it.
And one of them was male.
Smoked it.
So, and that was. No, that's what I grew the Northern Lights, and then I had the Mango Mighty Might, and then the mango was the male. So I cross pollinated them,
Ooh.
and then I got some seeds, and then I grew those seeds.
Cross pollination yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
How
it's just a
technical is
closet.
that?
Not technical at all. I mean, I grew them side by side in the room until it fucking. I like went in there one day and it was just the male was just dusty, and I was like, "Oh shit! All right." And so I took it out and fucking just took one of the branches and just sprinkled
That dust on
shook
there.
the little branch on a couple, and
Yeah.
only the ones that I seeded. Really,
Wow.
man.
Cross pollination.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you don't want to. You don't want to
risk.
risk it if you're like, you're trying to fucking make
That-
money.
The Blue Dreams is one of my favorites.
Pure Kush,
That
shit's
one's
good.
classic right there.
Bubba Kush.
Yeah.
You got to do that Bubba Kush, man. You got to do that right, or it comes out moldy.
Moldy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like blue cheese, but not on my herbs, man.
And then
Blue
like,
cheese.
I love that stuff.
dude,
Love the cheese, dude. Just straight OG cheese, man.
Oh.
Why not? Why did that go away?
I don't know.
You know, like fucking what?
But two of my other favorite strands, they were a little bit newer, but not than the White Widow and Northern Lights, was the Trainwreck and the Strawberry Cough. I used to love that.
Ooh.
The old strawberry cough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yeah,
used to get a
Children
lot?
of Men. Yeah.
I used to get a lot of sour D. Some of that sour diesel.
Yeah, there's some sour D right there.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of, yeah, I used to get that a lot as a youngin.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little harder to get rid of these days.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
looking. Everyone's looking for
the
the
new-
cookies
the
and gelatos.
Whenever I bring up sour D,
Sherbets.
they're like, "Really?" I'm like,
and
dude.
Hey, the fucking 90s called, man. Was that 90s weed? Nah, that was probably like 10 years ago, huh?
Yeah. like
I'm
like
forgetting it's 2018, dude. We live in the
2018,
fucking
man.
future,
in
man.
the future. All like
Jesus, it's almost 2020, dude.
dude, we're in the
Dude.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look at all the shows in the past.
I remember
movies.
back in 03.
Dude, we're
In
gonna
03.
In 03.
Yeah.
we're gonna see Michael J. Fox look young again pretty
Oh,
soon.
Mr.
Dude.
Nice, dude. That Mr. Nice, I had one of those fucking. It was a joint with wax on it, covered in keef, and it was all Mr. Nice. You know, dude, it was one of the best. I don't know what the fuck those are called, but it was one of the best ones I ever fucking
A pre-rolled.
had. Yeah, it was pre-rolled.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, covered in fucking.
That's nice.
Keef.
There is actually a name for
The
that.
keef.
Yeah,
my
there
God.
is
I don't
a
know
name.
how
I
much-
don't know.
Yeah, it might be like.
It's like a moon rock in a joint.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
but I was gonna. Some
Fucking
people
missile.
call it a moon stick.
Missile.
A
Moon
moon
stick.
stick. Yeah.
Ah.
All right.
Huh.
We call it the moonwalk, bitch.
The moon rock.
Moonwalk.
The moonwalk. Yeah. Man, I wish I could moonwalk.
You can't moonwalk?
Nah. I mean, I try, but it doesn't. I mean, no one moonwalks like Michael. Like, you just can't do that.
Well, I mean, you gotta have them skinny
You
fucking antelope legs and shit.
Yeah.
You know,
To make
that
it to the
style.
aesthetics.
Actually, there is
Right.
somebody else who was damn close to as good as him. Some people think he's better.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Usher.
Usher. He's pretty
dude,
damn
you
good.
remember Little
Chris Brown's
Alfonso
pretty good too,
Ribeiro
man.
was fucking all his
Chris
little
Breezy.
mini mic.
Yeah.
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 Who? Usher?
Yeah,
Usher.
Usher. You'd be surprised how good Usher.
Oh, yeah. That
That's a
dude.
moonwalk.
Oh yeah.
That dude
I
be
can
moving.
moonwalk. I can do the boogaloo.
Boogaloo. King Tut on him.
Yeah.
I'm the best walker there is.
Walk like a legend.
Skywalker.
Skywalker OG.
That's a good herb that I like.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, it's endless, dude. I love it. I love that there's like a whole connoisseur thing going on with herb.
Yeah.
You know, and everything like that G13 or whatever. You know, the government weed.
Oh.
Everything that's been mixed with that government weed is fucking sucked ass. Stop giving it to me.
Oh, wow. Stop giving it to me.
Stop giving it to me.
The
There.
G13, is that the herb?
The
Like, is that
G,
the...
the G12.
Well, this is the
and
Carlton. This
G13.
isn't. This is like he was on Silver Spoons when he was doing his fucking.
Dude.
Remember Silver Spoons, dude?
It's not unusual
Yeah. See, that's the Carlton.
Yeah.
to be...
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Carlton's so classic.
Sing it.
This is
There
my...
it is. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Dude. Yeah, this is my childhood right here, man.
Yeah. Right there, being a black kid.
Fresh Prince. Yeah.
You were a black kid.
A millionaire black kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Hey,
trust funds. Hell yeah.
Did you see
With the
him
fucking
on
cousin
that?
from the ghetto.
Yeah.
Did you see him on that singing show that he won? Like, probably like 10 years.
Alfonso.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
imagine.
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, see,
Doing
he
pretty
kind of
good, though,
kind of
I
fucked
guess.
himself when he did the Carlton thing, you know, because he was pretty like.
Typecasted or like
I don't know.
like
he
I
just,
guess
you know, I think, I don't know. He should have done like some Pulp Fiction sort of shit with, you know what I mean. He still can.
he seems like he was like
At any moment, probably he could
Yeah.
just bust out on some fucking
right.
unusual indie film sort of thing.
he does.
Just
he
the
does,
right role, you know.
He does a lot of hosting and.
He actually he hosts the America's Funniest Home Videos now.
Does he?
That's what he
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his gig.
Hey, whatever, man.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
pretty
good,
good. It's
wholesome
a-
job that his
Hell
kids
yeah.
can be proud of.
And he's a funny dude. You know, what I mean?
And you be.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you should look up.
Who was the last dude? The dude from Full House?
Full House.
Yeah. Remember?
Bob Saget?
Saget?
Bob Saget.
Yeah, Bob
I
Saget.
was going to say Sagan. Sorry, Carl. Oh, man, I'm going to miss Stephen Hawking, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. You know. Cool dude.
Yeah. Very cool guy. Smart guy.
Yeah. I read this thing like a bunch of disabled people. Like, people were posting online, you know, like pictures of him, like, in heaven, standing up from his wheelchair and all, you know, like,
Yeah.
he's finally free, you know.
Right.
And then all these disabled people are like, no, dude, that fucking wheelchair gave him his freedom, dude, because without that wheelchair, he'd just be stuck there, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he was free.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He was.
Yeah. he didn't do that shit in spite of his fucking disability. He did it with his fucking disability, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, I mean, I never even really would consider that, you know, and I wouldn't say some shit like that, you know?
Right.
You know?
I mean,
But,
just to be like overcoming obstacles and to make it as like a challenge, you know.
But
what
I
mean?
understand the little trendy thing of like, oh, the famous person died, let's fucking pay tribute, you know, in
Right.
a fucking uneducated way. You know, it's like, dude, half of the people in the world that even know who the motherfucker is only knows because of Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, I honestly don't even really know. I mean, what he's like a scientist and maybe like what he created.
His theories on black hole.
Theoretical
black
physicist.
hole. Yeah.
Isn't that what it would be? Theoretical physicist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he had black holes, and then he did this this thing not too long ago where he like proved that God couldn't have existed, like before the Big Bang or some shit like that.
Huh.
Yeah. So
everything was just created. Everything was just created. Like is what his theory would be, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Either way you try to think about it, it's just fucking mind-boggling, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there was nothing, and then all of a sudden there's something.
Yeah.
Or there's always been something. Like, either way you try to slice it, it's just like, oh, what the fuck?
Why are we just
You know?
coincidence? Yeah.
Yeah, there's only two answers.
Right.
You know, there's only two answers.
There's only two answers.
There
yes
was
and no,
something,
or
and then
no.
there was nothing, or there's just always been something.
Right.
You know, and it's just like, yeah, it's fucking unfathomable. Just like the universe. Does the universe end?
Does it end?
Or, yeah, there's only two.
There's something
only
that
two answers.
one of
it
my
either
brothers
does or it doesn't. And either way you slice it, if the universe ends, what does it end into? And what's on the other side of the end?
Right.
What do we, we're expanding into something.
Expanding.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's just some
like
some
there is
shit,
matter. What is everything made out of? There is matter. Everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even gas. You know, there's gas forms that you can capture and test for molecules.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we go back to molecules, and it's just like everything is made out of something.
And
Yeah.
you never trust an atom, dude. They make up everything.
Yeah, there goes one of those nice jokes. Nice
10
one-liners.
giant men you don't want to mess with. Yeah, I mean, like every giant man on the planet. I don't want to mess with anyone, dude.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Like I get mad at people sometimes,
big
and I'm
man.
just like, and I think like, some guy cuts me off. I'm like, fuck you, and then like I think,
Look at Shaq. There
what
he
if
is.
I were to pull over and this, like, try to fight this guy? Like, the fuck, man? I'm not gonna try to fight this guy. This
Dangerous.
guy- like,
People are.
yeah, what am I gonna beat his ass, or I'm gonna get? There's only two outcomes. I'm gonna beat his ass, or he's gonna beat my ass, and like either one of those outcomes just is not cool.
I don't want. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I reevaluate every time I get kind of. I'm like, I'll just say it to myself, fucking ass.
Oh, definitely.
Fucking
I don't get road
asshole.
rage and like fucking chase people down and shit.
Oh,
like,
I definitely don't get road rage, but
I do get
I mean,
mad and I will curse,
people
but
do such idiotic shit.
I'm
when
just
they're
trying to be
driving.
safe. Yeah.
It's like, okay, yes, there is other people on the road, right?
Yeah.
And B, yeah, get the fuck out of my way.
Hey, if you ever get mad on the road, just think of suck a bag of dicks.
Suck a bag of dicks, you fucker. Just yell at him or what?
A
No,
bag
no.
of dicks. Is that like? Yeah.
No, Louis C.K.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what it is.
Is that like
Okay.
a whole like suck it individually, one
Yeah,
by
yeah,
one,
one.
or
Or
like
is
the
it like-
whole thing?
Is it like a bag of baguettes or is it a Ziploc?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Everyone's just like, dude, I heard that weird story about Louis C.K. way back in the day, dude, where he like trapped those two comedian chicks in his room and like jerked off in front of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was some weird shit.
Some weird
But-
shit. It's funny because
But
he
everyone
has-
thinks he'll bounce back, all right.
Yeah, but he has so many jokes of like just funny perverted jokes and just like weird awkward kind of
Well,
shit.
what was that?
And then
Rewind
like
that.
you
That
kind
guy
of
just
know
got
where
nailed.
his inspiration comes from.
Oh, worst drivers. Oh, yeah, that guy fucking got nailed. We got to watch that one again.
Boom.
What happened?
Where's he at? Oh,
Oh,
shit.
dude, whoa, I didn't see that.
Did he just get flung
Okay,
butt
one more
from the
time.
car?
Dude, he got fucked. I was watching in the wrong spot. I thought the red car hit him.
He might have got flung from the vehicle.
No, what?
Did he? Yeah.
What the fuck? Where did he come from?
I think he just fell out
Out
of
of
the.
my car.
He fucking's like, I'm out of this car.
Dude, seatbelt, bro.
Yeah.
This is like a seatbelt.
Ejected
That's
from
my
the
car.
vehicle.
Boom.
Holy
That's the driver's
shit.
side, right?
So he was in the car that
Jeez.
got hit.
Dude.
I still didn't see where he came from. He just magically appeared. I swear to God, he was a ghost, dude. He's just
ghost.
like, he lost his power to control, like, not going through objects.
That was a nice capture.
Because if a ghost can go, like, what's going to stop a ghost from just falling through the floor?
Oh my lord.
What's that? Now
hell's
that
going
we're
on?
bringing up fucking movies and people with sex offenses.
What are you thinking about, Debbie Moore and Patrick Swayze?
No. I was thinking about that one Ghost Dad movie with Bill Cosby.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Cool. When you said, "Well, the ghost can just fall through the car."
Yeah, I don't think that guy's going to be able to bounce back.
Oh hell no!
No.
Hell
Yeah.
no! He's done.
I mean, some of it, though, is like that Scott Baio, some chick has been trying to fuck with Scott Baio, and she's trying to jump on this Me Too moment.
Mm-hmm.
And him and his wife just straight put out a video, and he's like, dude, I'm not fucking taking this shit, dude. He's like, I got fucking paperwork and documents, and he's like reading all this shit, and he's like, it's posted online right now, and you can fucking just click the link. Holy shit, dude.
Car got smoked.
Oh, this is just happening every day. Something like that just happened right now. Some fucking car accident because some fucking asshole.
This is not
know.
driving correctly.
Yeah, like, look.
Look at you.
Oh,
See that?
Jesus.
All he was just trying to switch lanes in front of him,
I
like
know, dude.
just like speeding through.
And all of a
people.
sudden, dude,
And
just
then you
ruins
lose.
everyone's fucking day.
Yep.
Boom.
There you go.
Just because you're in a fucking hurry or whatever.
Right.
That's in some fucking foreign country.
You could be in a hurry, but whenever you cross in front of people, like take the time, and then you start put your foot on the gas pedal. You know.
But I do.
Well, we owe each other safe driving conditions, dude.
Yes, we do.
We shouldn't be fucking. We're playing with each other's fucking lives here when you're on the
Yeah.
freeway, dude.
Right.
These motherfuckers going down the freeway at 100 miles an hour tailgating me because I'm only going 75 and a 65. It's like, dude, I'm old, man. That's all I got. That is all I got. Fucking, I prefer to go 7 miles over the speed limit because I think I won't get a ticket. Whoa.
Yeah, it's just you got to be paying attention.
If that was a skateboard, that would have been cool. A little ollie right there.
Well, there's another celebrity that's in that.
God, dude.
God damn.
Okay, we're watching World's Worst Drivers on Cars 2018. YouTube. And I love these fucking videos, dude. I watch all kinds of things like this, dude.
I go watch so many things on YouTube.
I like top
get stuck.
tens. Top tens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking top things you didn't know that, like, I know, like, well, that's like the top 5. Because I know, like, 5 of the things.
Oh wow, annihilated.
Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful sky right there.
One of the last things that I got caught searching on YouTube, just like pretty like stuck. Like I started on dam releases. You know, whenever they release the water from the dams.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, dude, that's a lot of pressure coming out of like little holes. Just like a wall of water. Just like,
dude, Red Hot
going out.
Nickel Ball. Red Hot
What's
Nickel
that?
Ball. They drop a fucking. They just see what happens when a red hot nickel ball. They just drop it. They get it fucking red hot,
Yeah.
and they just drop it on a fucking
Yeah.
candle or fucking.
Oh
no,
yeah,
all
we were
kinds of
watching those
shit.
with you one day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then there's the fucking hydraulic press fucking channel. Or
Oh yeah, we
something.
watched that shit for
And
like
they-
30
they-
minutes.
They just crush shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know what
We
I
were
mean?
like,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What
Oh,
is
there
this?
you
Sea
go.
salt.
Sea salt.
Yeah. So he's just taking a torch and he's got a fucking ball of nickel, just heats it up red hot. And what happens when I put it on sea salt?
Is it
It
gonna
pops,
pop?
dude,
Does it
like
pop?
fucking Rice Krispies, dude.
It's just flying out of the container there.
It looks like an egg.
It does look like an egg. The yolk is molten.
you know, it looks like a giant dab ball.
Dude, this guy's got fucking subscribers, man. I subscribe to him. Yeah, there's another one, Alex Steele. He's like a blacksmith from England, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah, I might be racist because he has an accent. But Does he have an accent? I think he does.
An accent.
I don't know. But it's Alex Steele. He's a really good blacksmith. He does a lot of Damascus.
Damascus. Yeah.
Lots of Damascus steel.
I like Damascus blades.
Yeah, and then like Forged in Fire. There's a show. It's a competition show. Have you seen it?
I don't think I've seen that.
They have what is that? Is that fucking heater going out?
Oh yeah, the heater's flickering.
Flickering.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Forged in Fire is this competition show where they have these blacksmiths come on, and they give them like fucking ball bearings and a fucking chunk of steel, and they have to like forge weld it all together or some crazy shit.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they'll just put a car out there and they have to hack the metal off to make a knife, and then they have to forge a knife. You know,
Wow.
in a certain style or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then they like the first round they do their metal and they forge the knife, right? And then someone gets voted out. You know,
Yeah.
the judges. There's 3 judges. You know.
Yeah.
And then the second round they fucking put handles on them, and then they test the knives, and then somebody gets booted out. You know, and they start with 4 guys, and then the last 2 guys, they give them like, it's usually a pretty weird sword. You know, it's a pretty fairly big project. You know.
Yeah.
And they send them home, and then they have to make this in their forge, and then they come back, and then they fucking test
them.
Yeah, test it out.
Hell yeah. That's
So.
cool. I'd like to do forging. I would like to forge.
Dude. Right. And so I watched a bunch of videos.
Bang on
like how to
a
build
red hot piece of metal.
Hey,
Right.
You want to see a simple one you can do that blew me away on that show we mentioned earlier, Dude, You're Screwed.
Right.
In the original first season, there's maybe both seasons, I don't know, but there's an older guy who's part of the group of guys, and he's like an old like war veteran or something.
Yeah.
And they drop him off on this one volcano mountain or something, but he finds they get a couple supplies they get to keep, but he finds this like old golf club out there.
Oh wow.
And then so he's like, oh, watch this shit, and he sits there and he fucking forges this golf club into a sick-ass axe, like, while he's sitting there on the beach. Like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
just start a fire,
and
just start heating that metal
starts
up.
Banging it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just banging on a piece of metal, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I always think of, whenever I think of forging,
You got to get that fire fucking hot, dude.
Dude,
you
he
know?
knew what he was doing.
I don't know, dude. That might be something.
You know what
I'd have to watch that
episode.
episode.
I have kind of like a question of like, how hot does fire get, and does fire have just like a stopping range? Like, is it a range of fire, of heat? You know?
Yeah, I mean, what's our only true reference to the hottest? It would be the sun.
Yeah, but like,
You know?
like, would coal, like a coal fire, be hotter than a wood fire?
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
different. I was gonna say it depends what you're feeding the fire. You know, it depends on how hot you can get it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Well, yeah, you want coal because it'll burn longer
right.
and it's more denser, I guess. I think. I don't know.
Well, cause like what is?
But
Because
you can make.
Because is there like a blue flame or like you know what I mean, like a, because right
There
now
just
we look
is,
at flames
but you
and it's
gotta
fire.
have like. Not only do you have to have a fire, but you gotta have like bellows or fucking some sort of fan blowing on the coals to get it that much more hotter. And so that's why I'm picturing that guy out in the fucking mountains.
And that's why I
How
think
hot
like
does
plasma
fire
cutter.
get?
1,000.
593 or 1100 degrees Fahrenheit.
1,100 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah,
But that's just regular fire.
and then that's just regular fire. I think.
But what's the highest temperature ever recorded? Like in the universe?
I think. I mean,
1,500 degrees
the
Celsius.
sun. But there's like
3,000
like
degrees.
plasma cutters.
Oh, the hottest fires are from oxyacetylene torches.
Yeah, that's
about
what I was gonna
3,000
say.
degrees.
I was gonna say like torches, because they have like plasma cutters and like welders, or like, you know, those things are hot fire.
But the sun is hotter than that. The sun is hotter than 3,000 degrees.
Yeah.
It's got to be. How hot is the sun? Let's look that up.
69,000 degrees.
No, I don't know. I actually
69.
have no idea. I've never looked up how. I heard it said to me, Kelvin, that's so hot. They won't even tell us.
They won't even tell us. It's not known.
4.63 billion years. Gravity. I don't know what that means. What degrees is the sun? Yeah, that's a stupid way to ask the question. Let's see if we get a stupid answer.
That question does it right there. How hot is the sun? It should tell you. It's like...
But it is. It's but it's like not in degrees. What degrees? You gotta scroll down there.
Dude, if you want to check out that tomahawk axe he makes out of the golf club thing.
Yeah.
27 million degrees. Fahrenheit. That's how. 27 million degrees.
Jeez.
Yeah. You burn up before you even get close to it. What is this? What are we looking at here?
That,
the golf club.
The top makes a hatchet on the top one.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, dude. I'll watch that. I'm definitely going to watch that.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm like...
That sounds very interesting. I would want to watch that too. I am going to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like...
not?
How does he get it hot enough? No, Patrick. No.
I'm trying.
No. Put your phone away. I know. Denied.
This thing has a mind of its own.
Do you have the camera on him during that period?
No.
Let's just look at Patrick here for a minute.
There he is.
Flintlock pistol reproduction. For some reason, like, I watch these shows like this. They're like formula shows. Pawn Stars. What's the fuck? American Pickers.
Yeah, American
Swamp
Pickers.
People. Swamp People.
Swamp
Right?
people.
Shoot them. All
Shoot
they ever
that
do is
gator.
they just like ride in a
Storage
boat.
Wars.
And hunt
Storage War.
gators.
It's the same fucking episode
Yeah.
every fucking time. Swamp People is like probably the worst because it's just alligators. Like one's bigger than the next.
Oh, we
Or-
caught this. We heard about this monster
Yeah.
gator.
We're
He
gonna go
was
catch
seen
him
in this area.
Yeah, we caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna go hunt for him.
Every time,
Yeah.
and I watch every episode.
And then it goes to commercial. It goes
watch
to commercial
every episode.
whenever he goes. All right, I'm lining up the site now. Commercial.
Got that fucking slide guitar. Yeah, real Bigfoot sightings.
Man, I just want to hang out with Bigfoot and just like eat mushrooms with him and smoke hella weed.
Yeah, Bigfoot definitely eats mushrooms, dude.
Hell yeah, he does.
Definitely.
He's out alone a lot.
Yeah. What's that guy? Oh, I thought
He's gotta
he's
have
like
something
he's like
talk
on
to
an what are those little things? The hover around things with the two
the
wheels.
little-
fucking little walker thing.
Segway.
No, it's not the Segway. It's the little
Hoverboard.
hoverboard thing.
We said
They are
at the same
hoverboards,
time, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Hoverboard.
It looked
Yeah.
like he was standing on a rock. He's like, "Oh, a hippie hoverboard."
Yeah. And just going through the trees, just hoverboarding around.
Our hippie hoverboard.
On a rock. My magic rock. Doesn't go anywhere. What are we watching? Oh, they're looking at Bigfoot.
They have spotted Bigfoot, supposedly.
All right.
He's supposedly.
I'm going to reenact every Bigfoot video ever made. Ready?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Wait.
Did you hear that? There we go. I'm done.
That's it.
Parody done.
That's it.
Yeah. You
You
never
know that show, Finding Bigfoot?
Yeah.
That should call it Not Finding Bigfoot.
Right. Fucking
there
losers
he is.
drinking beer in the forest.
Yeah, was that supposedly Bigfoot right there?
Yes, except it's probably some fat guy like stumbling down.
That is
hill.
totally Jack. That's Jack right there. Hey, Jack.
That looks kind of cool. It looks really creepy, but
It
it
just
looks
looks
cool.
like some dude walking down the fucking mountain.
I know.
Yeah.
I've got that.
That's
coat.
all you got? That's
got-
what you're going to show me? He's like, oh, hey, look,
I wanna
there's some
see
people down there.
I want to see that body do a robot and just fucking.
I know, he just
Start
does
dancing.
the wave.
They sell that jacket at Target, bro.
It's a big furry jacket.
Right. I seen that at Walmart.
He's flailing around.
I know. What the fuck is he doing? He's not even acting like a Bigfoot. He's just like dancing.
We just said that he took mushrooms.
This is Bigfoot on mushrooms?
Yeah.
Bigfoot
This
on
is the
mushrooms
strange
right
wilderness Bigfoot?
here.
Yeah. Well, they killed Bigfoot. They shot him.
They
They
did.
met him. Yeah.
This is gonna be in the snow. This is Bigfoot in the snow is called the Yeti.
Well, I'm already colder.
Yeti.
I'm just colder watching this video.
This dude one time, he took us, we were bored, and so he took the time to prank us. I actually think he was scoring heroin. Weird little situation, but he was just like, we were bored, and he's like, hey, let's go for a drive. I'm like, all right. So we start driving around, and he goes, hey, you guys want to see a Yeti head? And we're like, what? What the fuck is that? He goes, you want to go see a Yeti head? And we're like, all right. So I think we went to Delhi or some shit like that, right?
What the fuck?
And fucking some lawyer's office has a fucking Yeti head in the fucking window, right? And so we're all staring at this fucking Yeti head, and like,
In Delhi.
dude, yeah, I think we were totally fascinated for at least 10, 15 minutes, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute, dude. That's a fucking deer's ass. It was, dude.
With
It
some
was like
eyes on it.
somebody stuffed and mounted a deer's ass, and fucking, it was like totally a taxidermy thing. Put some eyes in it, but the fucking tail, you know what I mean? And the nose was
hilarious.
the butthole and shit, dude. It was just like, oh, dude. And I was just like,
You've been
oh,
fucking
man,
swindled.
we got swindled, dude. Yeah, totally. And then we're like, motherfucker, and he's gone.
He's gone.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
dude,
thanks,
he was
man.
gone.
Thanks for
That's
the
why I
ride.
think he was scoring fucking heroin.
Thanks for the ride.
Because later I found out he was a heroin addict at the
Fucking
time.
guy.
Yeah. Cool dude. He's done a lot. I
Well,
don't want to
made-
mention his name.
Made for
but
a good
he's done
story,
lot.
though.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
funny.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it took me at least 10, 15 minutes to figure out it was a fucking deer's ass.
Deer's asshole.
Yeah. Because I'm like, whoa. It was just intriguing, dude. Because it looked pretty fucking good, dude.
The Yeti was an ass face.
Ass
It
face,
was an
ass
ass
face
face.
Yeti.
Dude.
That sounds like a rockabilly band.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. These pants make my face look fat.
Yes.
Right. So still nothing, huh? Nothing. No word from our fucking. They just
Right.
totally flaked out on us,
The
huh?
last time I touched the phone, it started talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no answer.
Oh
Yeah.
well. You have to send him a text that we did the podcast anyway, and we just basically just lambasted him the whole time, which we didn't really do.
Turkey
But-
basted.
Turkey basted, right?
Is this some drone footage?
I
Oh,
don't know
no.
what this is,
It did look like
This
it.
is called Dude Gonna Crash in the River.
dude.
This is, yeah.
Can't wait to see this.
Oh, he's really. Oh, wow. Look it up the head.
Oh,
Supposedly
he's
that's
trying to
like
chase
a
Bigfoot. Yeah.
Oh, is that what? Oh yeah, we're still watching the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't matter whether Bigfoot exists or not. That's my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If he wants to be like, why not leave him alone?
Yeah.
Why do we get to
Yeah.
find him?
I know. It's like, what are you gonna do when you finally
See,
find
that's
him?
totally
Yeah,
real.
right.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing involved in there. Oh,
Is
look-
that like a
look.
monkey seat?
That's Harry and the Hendersons right there.
That's like a monkey seat.
Great bait.
He's got a buddy with him or what?
He's like, get out of here, it's my baby.
Oh,
He's
it's
gonna
got
start
a little
doing the
baby.
chicken dance. Oh, it's a baby. Oh, mama.
Oh
Would
yeah,
that be a small foot?
Small foot.
Little
foot.
Little foot.
That's
Which
a
one-
dinosaur.
Which one's bigger, Mr. Bigger or Little Bigger?
Oh yeah, that's totally fake.
Little Bigger because he's a little bigger.
He's a
Oh, here we
little
go.
bigger.
Peeping Sasquatch.
Oh. He's just saying hi. Look at him.
It's E.T. He's gonna come out. Phone home.
My guy.
That's kind of creepy.
Hey,
The
is it-
glare's really
hey,
messing
Mark,
with the eyes.
Oh, he's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
see.
in the right of
Is
the
this-
window.
You could just adjust the contrast, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, do that.
Wait, you see the eyes?
Hey Mark,
Dude.
it's the sequel to the that silent film that I did.
What's that?
Remember at the end where the stalker's right at the window?
Ah.
Yeah, it's really
That was a
Bigfoot.
stalker. It was a bigger stalker.
Pervert Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yep.
It's like, man, maybe he just liked girls going to bed.
Right? Just, hey, look, there's a little thing. See, I just don't buy it.
Those Bigfoot
Patrick's
videos.
head in the way.
There's always all these
That's part
videos
of the reason why I
online
put you
that
back
you find on YouTube.
Before you moved.
Oh,
See, that's the realest one ever.
That's the classic Bigfoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns around. And gives
Like,
you
I
a
think
nice little
I've
stare
seen
down.
shows on every single one of these videos being debunked.
Yeah.
There's
They will
no,
make a
like-
show about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It just
A
doesn't
response
fucking
video. I'm sure
just
there's
like
a response
aliens,
video
dude.
to
Like,
this
why
one.
would aliens travel so fucking far to like be all mysterious and hidden and shit?
Yeah.
Some of us are gonna work with this, that. Some of us is a fucking secret alien war.
What I think about aliens personally is like you kind of hear in all ancient cultures and stuff, and like everyone has a god or a deity or something like that, and just kind of, they have stories of, flaming chariots or lights from the sky or something like that,
Right.
and like, this whole kind of ancient aliens theory, and like
We are the aliens.
and I feel like they had contact with aliens because they were so primitive, and aliens came down and taught them, how to use math and stuff like that, just kind of the simple sciences. And I think that aliens don't really show themselves anymore or visit us just because of they have seen what has become of society.
Yeah, they're like, God,
I think they
those guys
just
are
don't.
such dicks.
I think so. I
They're
mean,
like,
that's
fuck Earth.
I guess that's a way.
But
To,
I mean, there's a like liquid water in the universe is pretty fucking rare. And so why would aliens stop here? Because we have liquid water. It's
Water.
a very important stop on, But I mean,
liquid.
yeah, liquid water. But I mean, you can just fly through some fucking water mist and collect fucking water. You just,
Right.
But you have to know where it is.
That's the.
And so we got to start mapping the universe ahead of us, and then going out and finding, like, we have to go to specific areas. Like,
We need to get into space.
oh, yeah, hell yeah.
We need to travel. But
Donald
I think
Trump, he's going to start. We should have a space force. You see that?
really.
Yeah, he was saying we
Oh,
needed. We should have a space force. I was like, yeah, Trump, dude, I like it. The only reason why we're not on the moon or Mars is because of fucking Nixon.
Because of Nixon. What did he do?
Cut the funding to NASA.
Ah.
We were totally planning on going to Mars. We should have been there by now. Thank God for Elon Musk, dude. That motherfucker is
I feel like
smart.
to travel really far, I think we need like some kind of like exoskeleton or something just to like keep our organs intact as we like move that fast. Because I think that's the way to go.
Well, we're gonna have to download our consciousness into shape-shifting nanobot bodies.
We would have to.
Yep. So that's
To
the
travel
thing.
that
It
fast.
wouldn't actually be human. It would just be copies of humans.
Shit. I'd be down to be a copy of a human
Copy of a human.
for a long time. See that
You
if we
don't
go
get
back,
to live forever, but a copy of you does.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you, motherfucker. No, no. I'm not gonna.
I mean, it's not going to be
You're
you.
essentially giving your life away.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
You're
be you.
No, as soon as as soon as it's downloaded, it starts becoming something else. Because only you can, you can only be you behind your eyes or your, in your
Right.
head. You know what I mean?
Right, in your skin.
And so, like, even if, you downloaded me into you, you're there and not here.
Right.
So you're
Original, not me.
Yeah, you're having a different experience than
Right.
I am. Yeah, so
Totally
as soon as that
different
happens,
experience.
there's a show called Counterpart,
Robot Adrian would be
and
fucking sick.
there's some like government experiment split reality in half, right?
Yeah.
And they can travel between these two worlds, and it's when the split happened, our worlds were exactly the same, but it's like years later now, and so now both worlds are totally different. There was like a plague in one world, and one world is still cool, and like
Wow.
different technologies exist in the other, it's like
War and famine.
yeah, 'cause they've totally, they totally just started on a different
Different path.
Yeah,
Greedier path. It's
or
all
whatever.
greed, man.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm getting the gist is like they think that one side poisoned the other side. That's what the plague was all about. So it's like all the spies shit and like, oh shit. So in the other reality, there's another me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one of the main characters, his other
version,
his other comes over, and that's
other.
what they call him.
My other.
My other.
This is my other.
Yeah, and so he's sort of like
we fucking rock shit.
Right.
Cool.
But his demeanor is sort of like meek, and sort of, nice, meek guy.
Would they be opposites?
But his other is like more aggressive,
okay.
and he's like some hardcore like agent.
They're opposites.
And they both work for the same company, which is like the company that like manages the two realities. There's like a corridor between them.
Yeah.
And so like they can travel between the worlds, but they need like passes and shit.
This is that TV show?
Yeah, it's called Counterpart.
Because that sounds close to this movie. I can't remember the title, but they basically...
Well, then it's useless.
No. It's the same thing, but basically they don't... the extra people... Yeah. They keep like basically in this like holding type prison that they think is like some sort of resort.
Oh yeah, the Oasis.
Yeah.
The Oasis.
Yeah.
With Jude Law.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like Jude Law. He's cool. That one AI he does with that kid.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah.
Hey Joe, what do you know? Yeah. I love all those Android movies. Bicentennial Man, dude, with Robert Williams. That's so great, dude.
Those are all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, AI was really good,
It was.
Which is basically the story of Pinocchio.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to be a real boy, Pinocchio. But the twist to Pinocchio was that he was a real boy the whole time. And he was dreaming.
Yeah.
He was dreaming.
Yeah, basically. I mean, no kids don't turn into donkeys and shit. Of course he was dreaming. Or was he? Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, took some of them good shrooms.
Yeah.
Some shrooms.
Geppetto handed it to him.
Yeah, he was just on a shroom trip the whole time. Yeah.
I knew I was a wooden boy.
Just tripping the whole time.
Oh, dude, fucking sharks, man. Tiburon.
Look at that. That'd be pretty intimidating.
Fuck you.
Dude, I'd be super intimidated.
See, I don't like being that close to the ocean.
Have you ever seen
kayaking and shit?
They're like, let's go tourist tipping.
Dude, have you ever seen you ever see the videos of like killer whales eating seals, and then like the seals like trying to stay protected on this piece of ice, and then the orcas start working in unison, and they start like making big waves to knock the seal off of that piece of ice, and it's just like, dude, they will tear you up.
Hunger's real, dude.
Yeah,
hunger is real.
They're so smart.
Yeah, that's a fucking shark, though.
I'd be super intimidated.
I went on a trip with my dad. We sailed. He bought a sailboat in Seattle, and so I met him in Seattle, and then we took the sailboat up to Alaska through the Inside Passage.
Hell yeah!
And at one point we saw
an
orca with the little baby. So every time it crested, there was a little baby right next to it.
Dude,
right?
That's so rad.
I think like for 2 days we were out there, and we didn't really, we saw some gray whales as we were leaving. The Puget Sound,
Yeah.
But we had like seen a ton of gray whales by then, so it was just like, oh, gray whales.
It's another gray whale.
Yeah, right. And so like we were on this trip. It took us 2 weeks.
Cool.
It took us 2 weeks to get up there. Right?
Damn it! That's
so
awesome.
the first 2 days, it's like, dude, we're doing 16-hour days, and it's just like, I think you're going like 12 miles an hour, which is like 7 knots.
How strong were you at the end of that?
I mean, it's not really.
Oh well, you're on the boat.
Like
it's not paddling.
Yeah. It's not paddling.
It's not paddling.
We motored most of the time because and we sailed sometimes, but we were going.
Yeah.
You can sail every direction except directly into the wind.
Right.
There's like a pie. You picture the pie. There's like one slice that's directly toward the wind that you can't slide. But if you sail off that a little bit, you can sail, and so you have to go back and forth to get
to keep going in that direction.
So it's real super tedious. You know what I mean?
Could you like if you could sail, like whenever you sail, you can you sail in any direction? Like against wind, like you can.
But you have to go off.
Like you have to.
Like if the wind's coming straight at you like this, you know what I mean? You have to go off the wind a little bit. and then you can go. But then you know, if you want to go here, you have to go back, you know, and you have to go back. It's called tacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tacking.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can't sail directly into the wind. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's just like you can't like surf straight into a freaking wave. You gotta like ride it.
Right.
Right. Well, I mean, you can. Yeah. I mean, you're just trying to avoid the crest at that point.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, it's
nautical terms.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I learned a lot. You know, like I mean, we're sitting there. We're going really slow for all day long. You know? And we were in Seattle for 2 months before this third guy showed up, and we were learning how to sail the boat and just like thinking about shit, you know.
Right.
And
Situations.
So, yeah, like I always had a plan.
Yeah.
You know. So at one point, like they're arguing, like my dad had a plan for a lot of shit, you know. But this guy would argue with him every time. Oh, what are we going to do if this happens? And so my dad would tell him, what about, you know?
Yeah.
And just like at one point, and we have to take turns sailing the boat, right? Because you're looking out for logs. So you put the autopilot on, and then you just kind of sit there and watch for logs, you know?
Watch for logs.
Mm-hmm.
Like actual
Basically,
logs.
Yeah, and make
timber.
sure you set the autopilot, and it'll keep you on course, you know what I mean? So you just stand there, and the throttle is just like a boat throttle. So once you set it, it's
the lever.
You know,
you're
so
at that pace.
Yeah. So you're just standing there watching for logs, you know, looking at the mountains and shit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And so at one point, it was my job to be watching, and they're down in the cabin arguing about what to do if somebody goes overboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like having this argument, right? And so where you sit to watch for logs, like I put a life jacket underneath my butt, so it's hard. It's hard plastic, you know. So I was sitting on that, right? And so I fucking took that life jacket and I threw it overboard, killed the fucking engine, took the autopilot off, fucking turned the boat around, and I grabbed this fucking hook off the deck. You know what I mean? And they're like staring at me, you know. And I took this hook off. And I grab the fucking life jacket out of the fucking ocean, and I throw it down into the fucking, you know, the cabin where they're standing because they're like down low, you know, and they can see me. So I throw it down there, and I go, if I fall overboard, you do that.
Hook me.
Fucking come get me. You know what I mean? Because you, like, the water up there, you only have like 10 minutes. You don't swim. You know, if you fall overboard, you curl up into a ball. You instantly
save your energy.
You try to conserve your heat.
Oh, your heat.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got about 10 minutes until you're gone. 5 minutes. I mean, shit. If you're strong, 5 minutes, you can hardly move.
Yeah,
because it's so
cold.
Yeah.
The dexterity goes quickly.
Yeah, I also went out on a raft at one point because there was an iceberg. You know what I mean? And it was like starting to get sort of tense because my dad and this dude kept arguing all the fucking time. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
And so I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm on a trip to Alaska, bitch." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so whenever it was my turn to captain the boat, I fucking acted like a captain. You know?
Right.
I saw an iceberg and I was like, I want some of that iceberg. And so I fucking stopped the boat, threw the fucking raft over. You know, and then fucking rode out to this fucking iceberg with a hammer and a fucking screwdriver. Started chipping fucking. Yeah, it was trippy.
Some ice away. Hell yeah.
I didn't get a piece of the iceberg. I got another there was like a pretty big chunk that was floating in the water next to it.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed that whole big old chunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is about the size that I was trying to chunk. You know. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as I hit it. Oh, well, I hit it a couple times, but this big old bubble comes out from underneath it. And I was
wow.
I looked down, and it was the tip of the iceberg, dude. It was like way down deep. And I just pictured me disturbing that bubble and then it flipping over.
Oh, my God.
Because that stuff happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It recenters the balance on it.
Right.
You know?
A big old air pocket just come up or something, just knock you over.
Yeah, so that first,
wild.
I was just like, it's on video somewhere. I think I might have it in my house. Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
tight.
I'm like, fuck this, and I start paddling back, and I'm like, grab that chunk of ice, and I put it in the cooler, and I broke like a little piece off of it and melted it down in the glass and drank it.
Boom. There you
Just
go.
so I could have
Purified.
million-year-old water.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah. So I just had to do it.
You had to have that cup of water.
Yeah, not really. It was all salty and kind of weird, but. You know.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like salty water. You gotta like purify that.
Yeah,
You can't really.
Well, I mean, like
take a
million years ago, there wasn't all the bacteria and shit that there was now. That
Yeah.
there is now. Yeah.
That sounded like a quick explanation of somebody's first time.
You hanging in there, Chris? Yeah, you doing all right? No, all right.
Well,
All right, we're gonna wrap it up anyway, dude.
right on.
Fucking, I appreciate it. Thanks for helping me fill in when
Yeah.
got flaked out.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
good. It was
All
pretty
right.
fun.
All right, go to number 4.
Boom.